Sheduer has a deal with Gatorade and Nike. Now, these are like deals that premier athletes get, like your Caitlin Clarks, your LeBrons, people like that, and it's rare that you see, Sheduer being a fifth-round quarterback with these type of deals. Now, I must say, Sheduer signed all of these deals, from my understanding, before he was drafted, because no one thought in a million years Sheduer was going to go to the fifth round. Maybe second if they was really hating, but they went unprecedented type hating and made him slide down to the fifth round.
It has nothing to do with what's going on the field, but NFL owners are currently going crazy. With a partnership that makes fifth-round quarterbacks appear like first-round superstars, Nike recently went all out for Sheduer Sanders, and the league is furious about it. We're talking about player exclusives, signature sneakers, and a legendary branding effort that's greater than anything we've seen since his father transformed the shoe industry. Sheduer is receiving a LeBron James treatment from Nike, while other rookies compete for squad selections. And believe me, the NFL's old guard is not pleased that a fifth-round pick is receiving this level of attention before he has even demonstrated his worth on Sundays.
You can see here, it's several photos, bruh. It say legendary on the back, upside down. Now, Deion Sanders, legendary Sheduer Sanders at Nike, posted by Deion Sanders Jr. Shout out to Bucky, the homeboy. So you guys can look in the back there. There's a brown pair right there. These patent leather ones so damn nasty, bro. My God, look at the patent leather ones, bro. These are cold-blooded, man. I mean, hella nice, bro. And then it look like it's a low-top red pair, but I believe those could be some cleats. Now, Deion Sanders, so here we go. Legendary in the black and legendary.
There's much more to this story than just some awesome sneakers dropping. So allow me to explain what's actually going on. This has to do with Nike making a statement. While first-round choices are still awaiting their endorsement calls, a fifth-round quarterback is being treated like royalty. And this has to do with how much the NFL establishment despises Sheduer Sanders' rewriting of all the rules governing rookies' movement in the league. Let's start by discussing what actually happened. The other day, Coach Prime shared a photo on Instagram, and to be honest, the majority of folks just swiped past it. However, if you had looked very closely, you would have noticed something that ought to have caused the internet to crash right away. The word legendary was printed on the back of these unreleased Nike sneakers. Not merely legendary. Legendary. Like everything Sheduer does, it's upside down, flipped, and unique. Take a moment to consider this. Give me one quarterback selected in the fifth round. Hell, give me the name of any fifth-round player whose sophomore year will see the release of their own player edition sneakers. I'll hold off. You're unable to, are you? Since it is non-existent. In NFL history, this has never occurred before. And that's precisely why the league's influential people are currently sitting in their opulent boxes in complete rage. What people don't know about Sheduer's Nike contract is as follows. This wasn't something that happened at the last minute after he was drafted. No. Before the draft. Before he was elected in the fifth round. And before all the turmoil and controversy, Sheduer signed this contract when everyone believed he would place in the top 10, or perhaps the top 15 if teams were truly asleep. Nike shut him in. Here's the lovely bit, though. Nike did not back down when Sheduer was defeated in the fifth round by what can only be called extraordinary levels of hatred. There was no renegotiation. They intensified their efforts. Additionally, it goes beyond Nike. Sheduer also has a deal with Gatorade. Give that some thought. A quarterback selected in the fifth round has endorsement deals with Gatorade and Nike. Do you know of anyone else who has such a deal? Caitlin Clark and LeBron James are examples of generational superstars that are more than just athletes. Sheduer is currently maintaining that company. He hasn't even begun an NFL season yet. According to the source material, elite athletes receive these offers. Not competent, not promising athletes. Top athletes, the best of the best. And while people chosen 50 spots ahead of him are still attempting to land a local car dealership advertisement, Sheduer is entering the league with that much support.
Field draft, Nike has, listen. Nike has heavily invested in Sheduer. The brand has promoted him on social media, designed player exclusive kicks, and leaned into his legendary mantra. During practice and pregame warm-up, Sheduer Sanders has worn Nike DT96 cleats and player-exclusive Browns colorways. He recently revealed the handwritten message on each cleat.
Since these sneakers are so awful, let's talk about them now. We are discussing the Nike Air DT Max 96 Low and what is referred to as the iconic hue. These are variations of Coach Prime's signature line that are only available to players, but they have a unique shader twist, metallic elements, a variety of purple hues, and that iconic insignia turned inside out on the heels. You can tell exactly what they stand for when you see them upside down. You can tell exactly who is wearing them when you see them upside down, while Sheduer is performing with his signature line. Coach Prime, possibly the Michael Jordan of football when it comes to the shoe game, has achieved success. His sneakers make statements, generate interest, and sell out. Here's the problem, though. Name another NFL player that, aside from Mike Vick in the past, had a signature sneaker and moved units. You can't, can you? The reason for this is that it doesn't occur in football. The shoe game belongs to basketball, has always done so. However, Sheduer is going to make all of that different. And you're curious as to why Nike is so sure. Due to the fact that they have seen the figures. They have observed the interaction on social media. They have witnessed Sheduer's impact in ways that are not captured by conventional football measurements. This child possesses something that cannot be taught, coached, or even determined by one's draft position. When you look closely, Sports Illustrated's breakdown of the specifics is astounding. According to the publication, Nike has heavily invested in Sheduer. I'll read that again. Heavily invested on social media. They are marketing him as a franchise cornerstone. In Brown's hues, they have created player-only sneakers. During practice and pre-game warm-ups, they have relied on his renowned motto. They're not sending you free shoes and hoping you wear them as part of some little endorsement arrangement. A fifth-round quarterback is the focal point of this extensive marketing campaign. This is where it becomes contentious. This is where NFL owners begin to have trouble sleeping at night. Because what does it say about the draft if Nike can make this work and convert a fifth-round choice into a phenomenon in sneaker sales? What does that indicate about the millions of dollars these teams spend on their scouting departments? What does that indicate about the NFL's entire value-determining system? The system failed, it says. It claims that the drafting procedure is flawed. According to a report, 31 clubs passed on Sheduer more than once. Additionally, Nike, whose whole business strategy is based on seeing talent before they become stars, noticed something those NFL general managers overlooked.
You know, Sheduer being a fifth-round quarterback with these type of deals. Now, I must say, Sheduer signed all of these deals, from my understanding, before he was drafted, because no one thought in a million years Sheduer was going to go to the fifth round. Maybe second if they was really hating, but they went unprecedented type hating and made him slide down to the fifth round. Now, with that being said, we go head on over to Google, man. Check out this article right here, because this is big time news, man, from Sports Illustrated. It says Deion Sanders preview. Sheduer
Here, consider the timing. Sheduer season-long headlines, his lack of first-team reps, and the entire Kevin drama surrounding Stefanski's relationship, the Dylan Gabriel quarterback dispute in Cleveland, and obviously, the biggest of all, falling to the fifth round when everyone expected him to go much higher. All of that noise, all of that controversy, all of that hatred. And Nike remained unwavering throughout. They remained steadfast. They didn't retreat. They persisted in moving forward with Sheduer because they have knowledge that the detractors do not. They are aware of his uniqueness. They are aware of his uniqueness. They are prepared to wager millions of dollars because they are confident that Sheduer Sanders will perform when the lights come on and the games count. This is when things get very fascinating. So let's speak about these April releases. In April, player-only black sneakers bearing Sheduer's insignia will be released. Not the logo of Coach Prime. The logo of Sheduer. Cold-blooded, ice blue bottoms. These aren't just a different hue of his dad's sneakers. These are Sheduer Sanders' hallmark pieces. And they are being released at a time when he'll be hard at work in the offseason, getting ready to sproof all the doubters. Additionally, folks are sleeping on this small bit. Strong reports suggest that Sheduer may return to number 2. The number 12 Browns jerseys that people purchase are going to become classic collector's goods overnight, if he returns to the number he wore at Colorado, the number that became synonymous with his brand. Nike is already considering that, the number 2 sneaker colorways, the number 2 jersey rollout, and an entire redesign are already being planned. Let's return to the reason why NFL owners are so incensed about this. Because the footwear aren't the main focus. It has to do with what the sneakers stand for. It has to do with the league's evolving power dynamics. It's about athletes taking charge of their own stories rather than waiting for clubs to prove them. It's about the old guard, the conventional football establishment, realizing that their viewpoint is becoming less and less significant in the modern game. Sheduer developed his brand without waiting for the Browns to start him. He made his highlight reel without waiting for NFL movies. He didn't wait for anyone's approval. He went out, excelled in college, amassed a sizable fan base, and drew in the world's largest sports brand. And he carried it out according to his own conditions. The NFL ownership class is terrified of it. Because what power do teams have if every player can accomplish what Sheduer is accomplishing? If every player can create their own empire regardless of where they are drafted or how much playing time they receive? How do you manage players that don't require your help to succeed? Before they even set foot on your farm, how can you bargain with someone who makes millions off it? You are unable to, and that's the idea. I know there will be hate in the comments, but I want to address this straight. Sheduer is being overhyped, according to some. Some claim he hasn't earned this. Some claim that Nike is making a mistake. And I have a question for those individuals. When did Nike make a mistake regarding an athlete's marketability? When really, their entire empire was based on their ability to recognize stars before everybody else. When Michael Jordan was a rookie, they signed him. When LeBron was in high school, they placed a wager on him. Before Kobe became Kobe, they recognized his potential. Nike's track record speaks for itself. So perhaps you should be doubting the 31 teams that pass on Sheduer rather than Sheduer himself. You can be sure they're seeing something exceptional if they're investing heavily in Sheduer Sanders with player-only merchandise, exclusive footwear, and a comprehensive marketing campaign.
These right here, bruh. These are cold-blooded, bruh. This is my first time seeing these. I ain't never seen these. Damn, do they say legendary on the back? No, but they say, bro, these are, look at the ice blue bottom. Look at the ice blue bottom. Oh, shit. So these are coming out in April. These are coming out in April, bro. These right here are coming out in April, and they got Sheduer logo in there. Now, something that I've been hearing, maybe allegedly, is Sheduer possibly going back to the number 2.
This is the actual situation. Talent doesn't give a damn about draft position. According to Nike, they claim that rather than being chosen, stars are born. They claim that Sheduer Sanders possesses something that pro day workouts and combined drills are unable to quantify. Additionally, they are following through on their statements. The iconic branding is more than simply a catchy slogan. It's a prophecy. We think this kid is going to be legendary. Nike is saying to the world, and we're currently hitching our wagon to his star. That is audacious. That is assured. That's the kind of maneuver that may either get you fired or make you appear like a genius. Additionally, Nike is placing a wager on the genius aspect. Consider the images here. Imagine Sheduer entering the stadium on game day while sporting those iconic black and purple sneakers. Imagine cameras going off, social media going crazy, and youngsters in the stands try to look like him by donning the same shoes. It's more than just an endorsement agreement. That is the impact of culture that goes beyond the sport. During his playing days, Coach Prime did just that. And now, in a totally different era, his kid is doing the same thing. And you know what's the most bizarre part? Sheduer is acting in this way while being questioned. He's acting in this way while others doubt his draft stock, arm strength, and NFL success. In addition to dealing with irrational expectations and greater scrutiny than any fifth-round pick in history, he is carrying the burden of being Coach Prime's kid, and he continues to be renowned despite everything. Nike adores him because of this. This is why the transaction makes sense. Because of this, Sheduer Sanders will disprove everyone and make this one of Nike's best investments ever, regardless what the critics claim. So keep this in mind when you see Sheduer wearing those sneakers during warm-ups. when you see kids waiting in line outside Foot Locker to obtain a pair, or when you see those footwear drop in April. Do you recall when everyone claimed he wasn't deserving? Do you recall when Nike's choice was questioned? Do you recall the time NFL owners were incensed about a 5th-round pick receiving superstar treatment? Then recall how mistaken they were all. Sheduer Sanders is ultimately more than just a footwear retailer. He is marketing a set of beliefs. He is promoting the notion that your draft position does not define who you are. He is promoting the idea that you can become legendary regardless of what other people think if you put enough effort, have enough faith in yourself, and remain loyal to who you are. Nike is all in because of this. This transaction is therefore more significant than football. NFL owners are sleep-deprived as a result, because Sheduer Sanders stands for a fundamental change in the way athletes construct their brands, manage their stories, and measure success according to their own standards. Sheduer has already won. Thus, no matter how much the establishment despises it, they are unable to stop it. He's already a legend. And those sneakers only serve to confirm what we already knew. I have a question for you now. Do you believe Sheduer deserves his Nike contract? Or do you believe he must first establish himself on the field? Please share your genuine thoughts in the comments section right now. And put legendary down below if you believe Sheduer is going to make everyone seem foolish. We'll see how many of you have faith. Press like button immediately if you're eager for these sneakers to be released. Turn on notifications and hit subscribe so you don't miss the moment Sheduer disproves everyone's doubts. Believe me, this is just the start of Sheduer Sanders' takeover. The NFL isn't prepared for what's